Hi everyone and welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and you're very welcome to episode number 2 of Visions, where I sit down and have a conversation with a collector and discuss the past, the present and the future of their collecting journey. Now obviously this being episode number 2 and last night being so strong with KG Collector, we have to have another collecting legend, a staple in the collecting community. We want to keep the ball rolling. We want to strike where the iron's still hot. So the following man, he is made me a bit of a let me get this right. Paganophile. It is a person who studies and admires a good beard. That's an actual word. You can look it up. This guy has got the best beard in the game. And in fairness, he has got one of the nicest, I think actually it's the nicest Modu case setup that I've ever seen. But I'm a bit biased because he has a lot of troopers and I love troopers. So without further ado, we're going to bring in our guest today. It's Mario, aka El Professoro. How are you doing, man? You all right?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing? Thanks for having me on, dude.
No problem, man. Thanks
First
for
of all,
coming
man,
on.
good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody out there to the chat, man. And yeah, man, you're just talking me up, bro. Best beard in the game. I don't know about that. But, I
Man,
appreciate the compliments,
it's
bro.
a good beard and it's a
hmm
fantastic display you have there. The Modu case
Thanks,
setup.
man.
I'm a
Yeah.
big fan of the cool tone lights, the kind of white lights you have going on. They came with it, did they? That's part of the
Yeah,
kit,
these
is it?
are these are the natural white lights that you can get with a mod. They come with multiple options. You can get warm, you can get spotlights, or you can just get like LED strips that go like all the way across pretty much the entire case. So I went ahead and chose the white. I think it looks fantastic, man. And yeah, the display's still a work in progress. We were talking earlier that I think I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle it around a little bit just to make everything chronological, not just the troopers, but the entire figure lines that I've got, representing
Mm.
from a Phantom Menace all the way down to or not the Last Jedi, but the Rise of Skywalker. So everything that I've got, man, is gonna go chronological.
Yeah, man, I definitely agree with the white light tone. And I think I've heard people talk about Modu cases. There's options like spots, or are they strips you have?
Yeah,
The
these are
lighting strip.
strips. So these
Yeah,
ones, these are 165 series 6 scale cases, and they came with two LED strips. So there's one across here, and there's another one lined up across the other side, and they both connect to
nice.
each other. And yeah, man,
No,
it looks fantastic.
it looks fantastic. Yeah, it does look fantastic. It looks very clean, very tasteful. And what I like about it as well, I've seen a lot of obviously, if you're 1/6 scale collector, you've seen a lot of displays and a lot of versions and a lot of Modu
Yeah.
cases. But what I find a lot of Modu cases, some people kind of just stuff them in there. But the way you've spaced them out, it just looks amazing. And I know that coming across on that tiny screen, I'm not getting the full benefit. So when's the collection tour? Come on.
The collection tour will get here when it gets here. I've been making all kinds of different
You
promises,
just
man.
told me to
I know
shut my
some people are
goddamn
let
mouth.
down. It's just look, man. I want to try to get it. I want to try to get up as soon as possible. But I mean, trying to cram 100 figures, man, in this whole display case while still trying to get it built, it takes a
Wow.
lot of time.
100
So
figures.
yeah,
Is that all Star Wars?
it'll be all Star Wars from top to bottom.
Wow, that is
So
amazing.
you'll definitely see it, man. So I went ahead and gave Grandma last night on the Jedi Knights watch. We were talking Obi-Wan, and we just started talking
I
about
watched it.
collections, right? Yeah. So
Mhm.
I just went ahead and gave a sneak peek, about what I got going on. It's like I said, it's just temporary, but the way that I like to display it, I kind of want to go for like the museum type of aspect where it just kind of focuses like on a single figure. I kind of think it's to the point where it's a little bit, it might be borderline crammed, but I try to stagger it. So I got a back row on risers, and the bottom row there's like one less
That's
figure
the
per
key.
per row. So I got
Yeah.
basically got 10 in the back, 9 in the front, and just stagger them across so that each one is in view and you can see them just fine. I mean, not this angle isn't really the most flattering, but when you see it straight on, and when the collection tour finally comes, you guys will get a better idea of how I'm setting things up.
No, it looks great, and I think half the battle. There's one thing getting the figures. The next thing is these things are they're so beautiful. They're highly accurate, highly engineered. Whether it's the
Yeah.
face sculpts or the paint applications, the accessories, the detail. Like just putting them on some random shelf, it doesn't really seem to do it justice. Like, but the way you have it look there, it does look like an actual museum, and they're spaced out. It's lovely, But
Thank you,
what I'm
man.
going to do is I'm going to very, very quickly address the chat, and then I'll kind of outline the structure for this, because I'm very thankful that you are here and that other people are here with us. So really, really quickly going to go through some of the chat. Okay, so Aero El Maestro, the vibes, good stuff. Figurassic Park has This guy has been in a lot of my live streams, and I know he's in a lot of. So I haven't done too many live streams, but like he seems to be there consistent. I really do appreciate it. But if you haven't checked out Figurassic Park, have you seen his photography?
I haven't. No.
Some awesome stuff there. He
Okay.
often sends post photos for Figure Flex Friday. He'd be a staple in the flexing community. William Owens, another consistent, very supportive member of the collecting community, back again for another great episode. See, with people like this, like it's too kind, too kind. Hey everybody, I have to do the stupid work thing today. Just wanted to say hi and have a hey, listen, man, work pays the bills. Work pays the bills, funds the collection.
Exactly.
You do what you have to do.
Take care of you.
Triple G, Scottish, I believe. I was tuned into one of his live streams. He was talking about Obi-Wan. Can't get enough of Obi-Wan. I know it's this week people were very divided, but look, it's new Star Wars content. DT Art Man, good afternoon. Another staple. Renz the Artist, good afternoon. Figure Focused, Professoro and chat. Wish I could stay until the end, but I need to rest. Of course, man. Of course, you need to rest. It's okay, man. Feezy's Figures, what's up, Focus? What's up, Focus? And Mario, come on, where are your manners? Mario's there you go.
The Godfather, he says, well, Figurassic Park. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Godfather, I don't think so, but yeah. Thanks, little man.
We'll take it. You'll take it. KG was on last night. It was a lot of fun. How are you, KG?
Yeah.
Hey, fellas, love Mario's setup. Good stuff. Ryan Smith, he's from the UK, big Batman fan. He was here last night as well. How are you, Ryan? I really appreciate the support. Pardon?
Yeah, good to see him, man. You know, I know Ryan from the groups, so it's good to see him here.
Yeah, I think I first noticed his name pop up a few times on the 6 Scale Scavengers.
Scavengers.
Yeah, and he just comes across. You can't really tell much when people are just leaving posts and you know, like sharing stuff, but the vibe off him, like he must be a really nice guy, because the vibe comes through on just the posts and the responses and stuff. Like, and you know, like if it's coming through on text on a post on a Facebook wall, like, you know, imagine he's a very nice guy. But big into his Dark Knight, so it's fine by me.
Like your mug, dude. We got the Iron Man helmet popping out like that. That's nice, dude.
Do you know what? My friend, I worked in Abu Dhabi for 2 years, and when I was going, my friend got me 6 of them. He got me the original Avengers lineup. They all have, like, you know, there's Iron Man and there's the Hulk, and I think there's actually, it's not the Avengers one, but you have Spider-Man, Iron Man, Hulk. There's Captain America shield breaking through a wall. So thank you. The Pulp Viking found you because you did a video on the jazzing Batwing. Did I get it? I didn't. I spent way too much time on that page. That was a slippery slope. I was already looking at how I could, if I was to get that, I'd have to get the 89 Batman. And then I was kind of looking at it going, okay, they do payment plans. If I strung it out for 14 months, it'd be like $200 a month. But it all came down to the space. A piece like that, I just think I need a bigger display space. I couldn't do it. It is fantastic, though. I really do like the look of it. And you're a 1989 man, aren't you?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm more of a 66 guy, but you know, I do enjoy the 89, man. Yeah, that's a huge piece, that Batwing. I wouldn't know anywhere to put that thing. I mean, maybe on a wall, but I would imagine it take up like half of your wall as well. That's
man, you're right. Boy. Like, I've seen it displayed vertically, but honestly, I'd want to take that off the wall and run around the house. It would only be too big. You know? Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, one of my best memories was I remember I think it must have been Christmas 89 or 90, but the Batman film had come out, and I got the Kenner Batwing, and it had a handle, and you pull the trigger, and the little scissors bits come out the front. And it was just, you know, I think the 89 Batman was the first film I ever really loved. Like, it was just man, good stuff. Yeah, man. You're getting more love here. Love the beard, Mario. Who doesn't? Come on.
Hey, thanks, Viking.
And Nick Carmen, morning, y'all. Still waking up. I have 4 Magic Case to put together today. That's bittersweet, I'd say, is it?
Yeah, man. It's a bit of a struggle sometimes. I mean, especially if you're doing it for the first time, it's not that, or trying to get yourself refamiliar with everything after it's been so long. But yeah, congratulations, Nick.
I'd say, Nick, when you're at your darkest moments, you need to watch some of Mario's videos there and look at that display in the back and think about why you're doing this.
Now, I do have I have a collection tour that I put up, I think, from last year. It was only half of the display, but now that I've got, you know, a lot more space in here. It's gonna be filled up even more. That collection store is coming.
Yeah,
Stay
I
tuned,
like the
guys.
way you said like this isn't the it's not finished. You're going to evolve it because evolving it keeps your collection fresh anyway. And
Absolutely.
it's if it's this good now, I'm just yeah, you're
Mm.
we will keep a close eye on you or something to that effect, as Palpatine will say.
You'll watch your career
Before
of
I
great
just
interest, will you?
yeah, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, yeah. Um, and or there's sorry, Doc Smizzle, just before you continue on. Doc Smizzle, I am
Hey,
here as well. I'm rearranging a bunch of stuff. Thanks for having something to listen to while I work it. No problem, Doc. And like, look, I intend on keeping this series going, and you're more than welcome to sit me up on Instagram if you're keen to come on and do a Visions episode. All
yeah,
right,
Doc's
so
got some good stuff too recently, man. I mean, his last his last video with the Bob Marley, that was pretty cool. I
I
mean,
haven't
it
seen
was
that. I
kind
must
of
check it out.
yeah, yeah. He just put something up. I guess Customs got a hold of the figure and they taped the crap out of out of the packaging.
Oh,
But
and is it
yeah,
damaged?
that was interesting. No, no, it's not damaged. It's not damaged at
All right,
all.
okay, that's good.
But
That's
you
good.
just like tape all over the packaging,
Mm.
like inspected by U.S. Customs and stuff like that. So
All right, right.
yeah, that was kind of
No
interesting.
escaping them, eh?
Nah,
Okay.
apparently not.
So right, how this is going to work, obviously, this is episode number 2 of Visions, and it's this one, this is Mario's episode. It's all about Mario, and he's going to outline the past, the present, and the future of his collecting. So there'll be 3 sections, obviously. So just get my banner up here. The first section is obviously the past. So we're going to go in a moment's time, just ask Mario, like, I want to know, like, what was his, I'm going to ask him what his first 1/6 scale figure was. I want to know everything. I want to know like what it was, when did you get it, who did you buy it from? Like, did you think it was honestly just going to be one, or did you figure this is a slippery slope? I'm going to have many more than this. So basically, how it all started is what I want to know. And of course, like, even though I'm asking about 6 collecting, you can also then like as your collecting evolved, you can maybe talk about like any statues or anything else you collect. Like, but just before we get started on that, just want to maybe basically bring the audience attention to this. So this is just it's a shameless plug. Basically, this is the data analysis from my channel. So what we have here is the total watch hours on the right hand side, and then underneath we have like out of all the watch time I've received, the only 34 point, basically a third of it comes from people who are actually subscribed. So if you're watching the stream now and you're not not subscribed, maybe you'll consider it. I wouldn't expect you to subscribe if you don't like it, but if you get something out of it and enjoy it and you want to support the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. Take it away. Where did it start?
Oh man. So my first 1/6 scale figure in hand, I want to say it was the sideshow Darth Vader. I think from 2013. I think around that time. It was a deluxe figure when that came out. And again, I wasn't really like the biggest 6 scale collector, or really I didn't have much interest in it because a lot of the 6 scale I would relate to old school 12-inch figures, which just looked horrendous in my opinion. I would collect like many different things, but when I was focused on a single thing, it would just be like 3.75 Star Wars, and that's where that's where my heart is at. And then when I started seeing some of these more high end stuff, I was like, okay. So I saw a sideshow post a video on this Vader, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta get that. It looked amazing. So I ended up going to this place over here locally called Frankensons. It's a big old giant collecting warehouse where they have where they're open every weekend, and I think on Wednesdays as well. A lot of people from out of town come check it out, and I hear a lot of people say it's the most amazing thing that they've ever seen. It's a huge warehouse. They got all kinds of stuff. So there's a spot over there. The name eludes me. Super bad collectibles where I picked it up from, and he gave me a decent deal. So I went ahead and dropped a pre-order with him, and then about a year later, I got it in hand, and yeah, that thing was amazing. It's just that one of the problems was the tusks on the masks. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but on the front of Vader's breathing mask, he has like these 2 little tusks on each side,
Yeah.
each one on one. So I guess they were really fragile and they were prone to breakage, which mine eventually did. It was a bit of a bummer, but that's what happens. But I got it in hand, man. I put the batteries in and just put it on a shelf and watched that thing light up, and it was glorious. I mean, I loved it. It was absolutely amazing to see like a silhouette of in 6 scale form of Vader in the corner, all lit up, and frankly, it was a little bit. I don't want to say it was terrifying, but it did have a presence on the shelf, indeed. So I absolutely loved it. And at the time, I thought that this is not. I wasn't really sure whether or not I would continue down collecting 6 scale, because at the time the only people that were doing Star Wars was Sideshow. Hot Toys hasn't announced the license yet, and then I was like, I think I'm just good with this. And then later on, they announced on R2D2. I'm like, oh, great. R2 is one of my favorites as well. So I went ahead and picked up the R2 Deluxe as well. I got it in. I was a bit disappointed with that one. I mean, it looks great on the shelf, but physically, with all of the loose parts that are in there, it's really not the best quality-wise. But it does look nice. It does display nicely on the shelf. And then later on, man, I started seeing stuff in person more at Frankensons and some of these Hot Toys. The one that I remember the most was the Mark II Iron Man Unleashed. Someone had it on display, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, yo, are these the Hot Toys ones? And I was just like blown away by the detail
Nice.
that was in that particular figure. So I went ahead and started looking into Hot Toys a little bit more on Sideshow. And then my first actual pre-order was the Batman Armory with Bruce Wayne and Alfred when that first dropped. So I went ahead and said, you know what? I love the Dark Knight series. I'm going to go ahead and just drop
This is why you're here. This is why you're here. Multiple reasons. Beard, Trooper Collector, Magic Case. I love hearing those words. I just know I can connect with someone when they say that, man.
Yeah, man. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go big for the first one. I've got to. But it was a long wait, man. It was like, I think it was like over a year. And I'm not going to lie, I did have sticker shock from that thing. I think it was like 6 something at the time when it first dropped, but I was like, it was a 3-pack. It was a 3-pack in Armory with a bunch of accessories.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and got that. And I'm like, what else do they got? I'm also enjoying the MCU at the time. And they had announced they had a Thor, the Dark World Thor figures that was starting to ship. I remember seeing a review on Out the Bottom's channel for the for what was it? The Asgardian armor one. It was basically the sleeveless Thor with the bare arms. I'm like, it was either that one, and he said that one's an exclusive, so you can only get it there. So I was like, okay. And I picked it up. I went in and picked it up, got it in hand. That was the first one that I had in hand because I'm still waiting for pre-orders to show up in regards to the Batman Armory. I get it in hand, and I was stunned, dude. I think that's probably one of their better Chris Hemsworth portraits that they've ever done. Yeah, I was just blown away by the detail, the paintwork, the likenesses in the sculpt. It was just incredible. I believe
is that the first one, or
that was, I think, the second one, not the Avengers one,
okay,
but
gotcha. Yeah.
Or it might have been the third one rather. But from the Dark World movie. So then after that, I'm like, yo, I want to see what else do they got. So I went ahead.
That sounds very familiar, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's how it started, dude. And then I ended up, next thing you know, I've got Dark World Loki in the collection. Picked up also, who was it? Black Widow from the Winter Soldier. And yeah, so I just basically started off down the Marvel route when it came to 6-scale figures, aside from that Sideshow Vader and R2. And that was it. So every time like an Avengers film would come out, I was like, man, I can't wait for the figures. I was me the way that I am. I'm like more. I hate to sound like completionist, but those are the tendencies that I have, right? So if I can make things happen, I'm just gonna try to go for a line because in my mind I got a vision of how I want to set things up. And at the time, like this Avengers display would look dope. But the problem is that a new movie came out. New figures came out, different looks. So that was like forever, chasing the dragon with that one, man. And it gets old after a while. It took me a while to learn that lesson, but I mean, you're selling off the old ones to get new ones, and the collection just seems to be constantly rotating when it came to these Marvel figures. So then Hot Toys announces they've got. The Hot Toys announces they're getting a Star Wars license. I was like, oh. The first ones that they actually dropped, I think, was the Shadow Trooper. Went and skipped on that one. Didn't really care for it at the time. But then when they showed Han Solo, Chewie, and Obi-Wan, I was like, okay, I am in. Started selling more stuff. And I was able to pick up the Han and Chewie, the original ones right here. I bought them both in a single pack. And then
they're the OT, yeah?
Later on. Those are the OT, man. And that was my focus at the time. I told myself.
I just want to say there, sorry to interrupt you. I just want to say there, I heard you speak. This is like one of the reasons I pre-ordered this particular figure, because my thoughts and your thoughts were just like mirror, they're the same. And then I
Mhm.
heard you speaking, and you mentioned this. And I'm pretty sure when you said this on Graham's channel last night, I remember thinking, I have said that to other people. Definitely, he's dead right. Display looks lovely, but that like Luke, it's so different. It just stands right out. It's
That one
just
right there,
yeah.
the snow speeder.
Oh
Yeah,
man, like that
it
was as close it was to
pops.
Dopo. Yeah, it pops. Yeah, and
Yeah, it
it's
definitely
one of the
pops. So,
ones. It's kind of niche,
yeah.
but they did it, and they did it well.
And they did it extremely well. I
Yeah.
mean, it's completely weathered from top to bottom. It's a little bit more subtle in the bottom half, but there is weathering there. But yeah, this is one of the things because the Star Wars color palette is so black, white. It's the colors tone is pretty muted. So when you see something orange like this and vibrant, it pops on the shelf, man. It's got
Yeah.
presence. So that's why I really appreciate it even more. And this is like my most anticipated, Star Wars release figure of this year. So yeah, I'm glad it's here in the collection, and it's amazing. Love it.
And your first 6 scale were the Sideshow Vader and R2. Your first 6 scale Hot Toys was the Batman Armory. Now
Right.
you probably know what's questions coming next. Do you still have them?
The Sideshow Vader I sold off. The R2 I still have. The Armory, yes, I do still have.
You still have this, so you still have the first Hot Toy you bought. You still have the Armory. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And like, say,
Mm-hmm.
I can obviously see like it's all Star Wars behind you. Do you have like other Marvel and DC figures displayed somewhere else, or are they boxed up, or?
Displayed somewhere else, kind of, but no. Look at so the bottom Magic case that I have right now. I mean, you guys can't see it. It's so low. There are other figures that I've had, set up previously that I need to box up. So on one end, I've got the entire Justice League set is all there. Both Batmans, the Superman, not the Cyborg, but the Wonder Woman, the Aquaman, and the Flash. They're all there.
Yeah.
Marvel wise, I went ahead and moved on from, I think most of it. Some would say not. But my focus was just to pick up the original 6. Like KG was mentioning last night, I think him and I were both like-minded on picking up the original 6 Avengers, but in their latest iteration in the Endgame. So that's what I've got going on.
That's a great
Marvel.
idea. And because they tend to be throwing serious nods to the comic books with the kind of penultimate versions. For example, the Black Widow from the Black Widow movie is very solid nod to the comic books. Endgame caps like that, the Mark 85. That's a great call.
The color palette on
I don't have a Thor, but that new Thor, which surely to God, that's a done deal already. Like that kind of blue, that armor looks fantastic. And now that's going to pop on the shelf. I don't have a Thor, so I'd be thinking about that.
Yeah, it really is, man. And I think that's definitely one that's really going to pop on the shelf. But yeah, some of the other Iron Man figures that I've got. So one of the things is that I wanted to collect the Mark 1 through 7, the Hall of Armor. And when the first die-cast figure dropped, which was the Mark III for Iron Man, I went ahead and picked it up. And then after that, I was basically committed. So I went ahead and picked them up. Now I'm just waiting for the Mark 1 to display. The thing is that I've got memories of going to Disneyland in that thing and for that display. And over there, they had in one of the exhibits, they had the Hall of Armor 1 through 7 when Iron Man came out, and they had the Mark 43 front and center. So it was all life-size replica 1-to-1, and I was blown away by it when I saw those. So I'm like, I would love to have this in a display sometime. So I went ahead and picked up right now I currently have the Marks 2 through 7 along with the Hall of Armor for everything. And nice. I'm a fan of War Machine nice too. Move. Yeah, so I went ahead and that's what I'm dedicated to as well. And then my Iron Man collection stops. So yeah,
I like that though, because would it be right in saying, like, obviously you're really focused on Star Wars because you're a completionist for Star Wars, but would it be right in saying it's still because you have 1 through 7, which probably some of the best armors and most iconic armors, you're still ticking a little, a completionist box. Like you're still ticking it must
a
be
little bit.
You kind of are like
a little bit, man. Yeah.
But because there's like a lot of the house party protocol, I don't have any interest in, to be honest. Like, but the 1 through 7 are they played very big roles, like in significant films, like, and they're a lot of them are very unique. I think maybe the 4. Yeah, the 3, 4, and the 6 are similar, but like they have their difference as well. Whereas the Mark 1 and 2 and the 5 are so different. The 7 with Avengers, just get them all.
It's an amazing set. There's
one question I really want to ask you, because I remember like when I was like a teenager, like I always liked collecting, like, and I did, like, I'm not the biggest prequels fan, but when the prequels come out, like I'd already been collecting I think there was the Hasbro Power to Force for the for the special edition original trilogy came out. When they added in the extra features, they did a whole new line of figures, and I was collecting them, and like I was always torn. Sometimes I took them out of the package, and because you're a kid, like play with them, stuff like that. And then when I got a bit older, it was like I kind of don't want to take them out of the package because they look so nice on the card. So then I was like, okay, but I don't like buying things that looks this good without displaying them. So I was like, how am I going to do this? So eventually I took like a wall in my, this when I was a teenager, I took a wall in my room and I just covered them all up like wallpaper. And I was like, I really like the look of that. And I was like, I wonder if does anyone else do that? Then like 20 years later, I'm watching you in a stream and behind you, you have a whole wall of carded figures. And I was thinking, this guy knows. This guy knows. That was cool, man. So you still have those carded figures?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, those 3.75. I mean, that's where it started for me, man. That was my heart. And so I ended up. It really hurt me inside to do it, but I got them all put in bins. They're all in star cases. I've got like 10 bins full, and I'm still collecting them too as they come. I've actually got some here that I just actually need to put back in storage. I'm just like kind of bummed that I can't really. Currently I don't have a place to display it. Yeah. But if you want to take a look, I've got something here if you want to check it out.
Go for it.
Share my screen.
Definitely. So what would I go full screen with you?
Go ahead. No, just go ahead and just add what I shared to the stream.
Okay. And how do I go about doing that? Sorry, amateur hour here. Do I click the three dots on yours?
No. Do you see the extra window, the extra screen that's on the bottom?
I see. I do see it. Yeah. Wow.
There it is, man.
So is this like where is this?
This was at my old place. I had a separate room where I can display basically my Star Wars collection.
That's in your old place, yeah?
This is in my old place, yeah. So it's not just these carded figures, but it's also I've had a couple vehicles in here as well that I've put across it. So
I think that is the most soothing picture I've ever seen in my life. My OCD is just like lighting up now. I love it. That is brilliant.
Yeah. Like here we got some variants here for these Vaders. So I'll put them all in a row. The same with these Boba Fett's. And yeah, across multiple figures. I got variants here, and man, I would just get lost staring at this wall sometimes every day.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. And did you just put like nails in rows there and just hung them, did you?
Yeah, they were pretty much held in by thumbtacks, and I put a nail right here on the side so that they wouldn't swing off to the left, because when they hung up on a thumbtack, they would tend to swing. So I just offset it with the nail and just set them straight like that.
Oh man, that's very cool.
That's one wall, and then here's another wall that I've got. So I just went ahead and tried to set everything like by line by original trilogy, and then onto the sequels.
Oh man, you're giving me ideas now, because I still have a few boxes of these carded, and like my plan is, just because of space and stuff like that, to sell. But I might take a little section of a wall here now and pick out my favorites. That is a really cool idea, man. I really like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, whenever I'm collecting something, I typically have some sort of vision of how I want to display things. And this is exactly what I wanted to do with these vintage figures.
Man, you're in the right place. So the man with the vision on the Visions live stream, man, 100%. Exactly, that's thanks for sharing that. And that's A1. No. All right. So really, really quickly, I'm just going to address the chat. All right. So see what we have here. Whoop. Sorry, you're up, buddy. You're up. I'm gonna give you. I'll pick out a question maybe which requires a bit of thinking. So
this question, okay.
Then so this is the first. Just in case people didn't see myself and KG on episode 1 last night. Basically, every one of these Visions episodes, there's gonna be 5 focus questions. I've got a bank of questions, and I've just chosen 5 of them. So start off with the first one. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. While you think about this, because it's a bit of a thinker, I'm going to address the chat, because if people are making the effort to type stuff, I definitely want to address the chat. Right. So, okay. For some reason, you urgently need $1,000. Okay. You urgently need $1,000. And you can only get this through selling some of your collection, right?
Sure.
You need $1,000. So I want you to have a think about that. What do you sell? I'm just going to address the chat really quickly. So who do we have? We have Bob Dylan, another staple in the community. The professor's knowledge is vast and deep, just like his collection, 100%. Wow, I'm going to go back far, but I need to catch up here. So I think we are. Ty, Uncommon Flex
Hey,
saying hello. This guy's a legend, really nice fella as well. I liked how he streamed a few
that is
times on.
amazing.
Yeah, really nice guy. You have a fantastic display. Those troopers are very impressive, most
Thank
impressive.
you, William.
Fat Batman's collecting Nightmare. I just think that name is awesome. I like this guy's avatar as well.
Yeah,
What's up? I'm working on more videos. Good stuff. We need more videos.
yeah, awesome.
Um, yeah, I never saw anything like that. Lol.
I think that
I'm
was
not
in
sure
regards
really.
to the customs taping up his package, the way
Oh
that was
yeah,
how they
yeah. I need
inspected
to
it.
watch
Yeah,
that video definitely because I want to see this. What's going on? Um, Ty said he'll check out later on. Good stuff. Cam's just in saying, yo,
hey,
Empire Strikes Again. Like and subscribe. Everyone Focus is a fantastic content creator. Oh, I'm just blushing now.
absolutely.
He's all right. He's a hack. He's a hack. I
Nah,
love Frank
man.
and Sons. Oh, this is the place you were speaking about, yeah?
Yeah, yeah,
Good
yeah. Big
stuff.
old giant collecting warehouse.
Excellent. Riley,
Riley.
Riley, I actually was telling I called out a few content creators last night on the chat, Mario. I said I don't normally do beef, but I had to do it, and I saw
I
KG's
heard.
face just went as in, oh my god, what's this guy?
What
This
was he
he did
gonna
not
do?
warn me about this. I don't want to be associated with this. So I
Hmm.
just had to call out the Magnificent Seven, basically the people who on Will Foxification's live stream. I'm pretty sure it was Super Bowl Sunday. Would that be right? He did an early show,
Hmm. Yeah,
and
yeah. I
then
got us
I
up
was
all
in
early in the
here.
morning. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
that. Yeah.
It was great for me though because it was like 4 o'clock or something. I was in the collection room and I just doing organizing some stuff, and I heard people. I think it was Leia was saying, "Yeah, you should follow 16 Figure Folks on Instagram and YouTube." And then I think a few people were nodding, and they gave like I think it was either Riley or KG just held up the YouTube channel to their camera and stuff like that. So it was Lael who have been we're in talks, but he's coming. He just doesn't know yet. Now he reached out and he said he wants to be part of it. I need to track down Will, and then the Wonder Twins. I'm pretty sure Riley's in, and then obviously
Mm,
yourself. And then I'm waiting on. I gotta reach out to Jay and Mafia as well. So hopefully we get all seven hunted down over the next few weeks.
be awesome.
Um, just watched the new Batman last night. What an amazing piece of visual storytelling. I agree. What did you think, Mario?
Oh boy. Riley, if you're still in here, plug your ears. I still haven't finished it yet. Riley always gives me a hard time for that.
Really? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
man. So
Yeah.
I attempted to watch it, bro, and I just fell asleep like towards like right at the end of the first act, man. I fell asleep and I woke up and then all
Really?
kinds of stuff is happening. I'm like, it was like towards the end of the movie. I'm like, shit, I missed the movie. So I never
Yeah.
went back to watch it again, but I will. I'll make time to watch it.
Right. So before you tackle the question that I asked you, I'd say you didn't seem phased by that. You seem to know what you're going to answer already. Pulp
Hmm.
Viking says, Mario, which module cases do you have?
So I've got four 6 series 165 that are stacked and then connected on two ends. I still got to build the last one. Or the 6 series 98. Those are vertical shelves or vertical displays where you can fit uh, vertically. So yeah, and that's the setup.
Good stuff. A question for myself then, 1 6 figure focus. Where do you buy your hot toys? You obviously haven't seen me on any live streams then. I tell I'm like my catchphrase is well, look, it wasn't a catchphrase. I didn't intend it to be a catchphrase, but it's kind of stuck now. Is no loyalty. I don't buy from. I just cross check up various different sites, and I have to factor in the customs that I have to pay and worry about shipping and stuff like that. I think a lot of people do this anyway. So I'm not really tied to anyone. So obviously I bought from Sideshow, bought from eBay, I bought from Done Deal over here. It's kind of like an eBay type thing for Ireland. Of course, I bought from the
Mm.
Devil Workshop because a lot of time they do work out cheaper for me. I do take that risk more often than I should, but they do get me cheap deals. So yeah, so basically whoever has the cheapest product for the cheapest. But I
I
am a bit
love
of a
how you
risk taker.
guys. I love how you guys coined the Devil's Workshop, man. That's
Yeah,
amazing, dude.
yeah. It's like it just came out one day, like because it was like I don't know, it just came out, and now it's I see other people using it. It's like it's
It's stuck,
hilarious, but
yeah, man.
yeah,
It's making the rounds
but
for sure.
and I feel a bit guilty as well because well, I don't really, but it's like I'm not
You
hating on them
shouldn't.
because I use from them. I buy from them a lot, and like if I go through the vast majority of the figures I bought from them, I did get them cheaper than Sideshow, and that's factoring in their terrible, silly shipping costs. But yeah,
Yeah.
look, they're not perfect, but I still do use them. If I had a major issue with them, I'd just never use them. If I do encounter that, I will never use them again.
Hmm.
So, Mario, what do you think? You have 1 week. You need $1,000. What do you sell?
That's easy, bro. $1,000 in 1 week. The endoskeleton Terminator is going.
Wow. Is
That
it?
one's
Is this
going.
just the head or the whole thing, or what is it?
That's the entire figure, bro.
Ah, right. And
That's
and
the
and why
entire. That's the whole.
would you sell it?
Well, pretty much. I'm actually narrowing down my representation of some of the figures that I've already got. And
Yeah.
For Terminator, I do have the police shootout version, and I think I'm just gonna be good with that. So I feel like I don't really need an extra one for representation. I recently sold the RoboCop diecast because of that as well. I have the battle damage version, which I prefer that over the standard one. And I knew someone that was looking for the standard RoboCop, so I went ahead and sold it to them, and it's in a good collection right now.
Good stuff.
Um, so yeah, that one's going,
And what would
and
that fetch?
probably around 400 or so,
Yeah. Okay.
around that. Next one is Neo from the Matrix.
Yeah.
That one's going. No
That's a
problem.
hot toy, is
No
it?
problem. It's a Hot Toys figure. Yeah, these are all Hot Toys I'm looking at selling. And that one will probably fetch anywhere between, I don't know, I think it's going like around 350 or so.
Yeah, because that's been a
Um,
minute since they released that, hasn't it?
yeah, it's been a while.
I love the
And,
Matrix.
and I think for good measure, probably making a bit something extra off of these. The Fantastic Beast figures that I've got.
Gotcha.
So both of these will be going.
Well, that's Johnny Depp, isn't it?
That's Johnny Depp.
Oh, I
That
might
is
hold
Johnny
on to
Depp.
that one for a while, man.
Yeah, I know.
That could,
I'm considering it, man.
yeah, man. I'd hold on to that one for a while and see if
Mhm.
that price could climb, like, you know.
It really could. But I mean,
given
my
the
other
events.
Johnny Depp representation I have is the Jack Sparrow DX15, so I'm good with that.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
be
Is
honest,
that the one with the
it's an
shark
amazing
base?
figure. That's the one with the shark base. Yeah,
Nice,
it's an
nice.
amazing figure. I love it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Right. So we're just gonna move on to. Damn, sorry, I didn't see that one coming, man.
Another one.
You're in a
Whoa.
hot seat already. You're in a hot seat. Well,
All
look,
right.
we're done. We're done with the past
Bring it,
anyway.
man.
So we're
Bring
going to
it.
move on to the present. But okay, so I will never, ever buy statues, and that's no disrespect to statues. It's not to do. I know they're expensive. I know that they take up a lot of space, but it's just I like to articulate it. So you've got a tough question in 60 seconds or less. Convince me why statues are good.
One thing, man. You'll never get a pose from a 6 scale figure as you will with a statue. Never. You'll never
Okay.
have that. You'll never have that same presence as you would on a shelf from a statue as you would, or from a 6 scale figure as you would from a statue. And
Because of the limitations of articulation.
just because of the limitations of articulation.
Yeah.
And if you do get that articulation, you look at exposed joints, which is mostly hideous for a lot of collectors. Right.
Okay.
I mean, there's such a presence on the shelf with these statues, whether it be quarter scale or third scale, anything like that. You're not gonna get that kind of. I mean, we may with some. You come close, but that presence isn't gonna be there. When you see these things in person, bro, I mean, looking at the right piece, your mind changes. It really does.
Yeah, they are stunning. I'm definitely not hating. Like they are stunning looking pieces. And again, like as I said to KG yesterday, like some of the spicier questions I asked him, I because of the nature of this particular live stream, I'm not trying to start a debate or anything. This is all about like
Sure.
it's all about it. This is your hour, but yeah, the articulation. That's a fair point. Good stuff.
Look
So
at Bob Dylan's comments. His last comments.
all right, we'll see if we catch up this. I can't wait to see Shane order his first statue.
It's inevitable.
Every figure collector says that. Well, you know what, Bob, you were the man. Well, put this up. You were the man who snips things and makes little gifs and stuff like that. You can clip that and you can keep it, and then if the time comes, which it won't, you can use it against me. That's no problem, man. I know thyself. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Please clip this timestamp, man, and then in a couple years' time, we'll get them. We'll get them, dude. It's only a matter of time.
Love it. All right. So we spoke about the past. So now getting on to the present. So like just a few maybe scaffolding questions. Like I'd like to know, like, how many 6 scale figures do you have? Or do you have any quarter scale figures? Do you have any statues? how deep are you at the moment? How deep are you into this collecting journey at the moment? Where are you at now?
Oh my gosh, dude. 6 scale figures. I don't know. I lost count. Um, I think in hand, I want to say maybe 150 or so, 160. And that's still me just moving stuff around. I want to say maybe around there, and then I've got like at least another maybe 30 or 40 on pre-order right now.
Wow.
For
So
when it
you're
comes to six
pushing,
scale.
you're tipping 200 then.
Yeah, yeah, it's getting there. It's
Just
getting there,
accept
man.
it.
I know, I know. It's just I don't like to think about that, but yeah, it will enter the Bob Kives. um, Quarter scale figures. I'm honestly not that much of a fan of a quarter scale figure, to be honest. I do have one in the collection, and it's the Vader. Vader's my guy, dude. I gotta have the Vader. Matter of fact, hold up. See if I can gently get him in here. So there he is. There's
You
Vader.
know what? Myself and Graham from the Jedi Night's Watch have a lot
Mm-hmm.
in common. We both want to steal that from you. Uh, that is, I think, I don't have a Vader. I want a Vader, but I want an original trilogy Vader. I also would love to have 3 quarter scales: one Marvel, one DC, and one Star Wars.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have the Mark III, so that's my
Okay.
Marvel ticked. I have the Dark Knight Batman on order, so that's the DC ticked. And I think, what is there a better what embodies Star Wars more than Darth Vader? So
Oh,
that
100.
Vader, yeah, I
Yeah,
could
it's a
be.
beauty.
I don't tend to work backwards, but I could be going on to Eves or somewhere like that. That's a that's a
It
beauty.
doesn't go. I don't. It's not that much over retail from the prices that I've seen. I think it retail for like
Mm.
575, and I see it going around like 650 US or so. So that's. I don't think it's that bad of a deal, to be honest.
Mm. We got Ben from the attention seeking geek. If you're a fan of watching a grown man cosplay on a weekly basis, he is your man. He's got the humor. He's also got 2 Modu cases, and
Oh.
he's got plenty of thoughts and opinions on Obi-Wan Kenobi. So if you want to
Mm.
subscribe to the attention seeking geek, obviously on YouTube, attention seeking geek, and you can catch him tomorrow on Collectors Lounge. He's one of the hosts on Collectors Lounge, and just an all around great guy. Pulp Viking, I started out collecting statues, but the fact that they're so static annoyed me. So that's the counter argument, I suppose, but not even a counter argument. You're basically saying you get a better pose from a statue because it's sculpted like that.
Yeah. I
I
can.
love reposing. See, I love the reposing. I would agree with
Yeah.
Pulp Viking because I think it comes from like the child in me, like just kind of, you can just articulate in different ways. I think maybe that's
Yeah. For
it.
me,
Like.
I don't really tend to like repose my figures a lot. I usually tend to
Mm,
set it and forget it in a sense.
mm. I do that. Yeah,
I,
I would be similar. Yeah, yeah. I do
and
like the
sometimes
option
too,
though.
and so yeah, of course. But sometimes too, these statues do have swap out parts where you can actually change. I mean, you're not going to change the look 100%, but you can change how it does look with whatever swap outs that are available to the piece.
Ben says that goddamn Vader is on another level. It is, and I like the way it's the original sculpt. It's I always have to second guess
It's
myself, but it's
gorgeous, dude.
Sebastian Shaw. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, because I just think I'm about to say Sebastian Stan, but I know it's not Sebastian
Same
Stan.
here. I get them both mixed up too
Yeah,
every
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The Winter Vader. But if you sell all your collection and buy 4 statues, what statues would they have? Would you take that question if you don't mind,
You want me
Mario?
to take it?
Yeah.
Actually, okay. That's actually I did that. I've done that once.
You were studying,
So
were you? You
yeah.
were studying for this.
Well. I mean, this is all. I'm speaking from experience. So,
This is what we
been there,
need.
done that. So if you sell your collection and only buy 4, so the entire collection only buy 4 statues. Okay, all right. If I'm selling the entire collections, holy crap, dude, I'm going big, man. I'll probably go with a half scale Vader. For one. Jeez, another 4 statues. I really have to think about that. I'm probably would say the XM quarter scale snowspeeder Luke. Um, that's one. this here's the thing: the statues that I would buy, I've got. That's the thing. Um, I would probably pick up the Hush Superman from Prime One.
Oh, that's based on
Um,
the Hush Batman comic,
the
is it?
Hush Bat, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got the Hush Batman and the Hush Superman to complement. That would be dope. And I would probably pick up the Hush Poison Ivy from that series
Nice.
as well from Prime One. That'd be a
Good stuff.
nice setup there.
Excellent. Thank you. So we're just going to go back to the present. So you were just like, where are you at the moment? I just got to grab something. I can hear you. Just keep talking. 1 second, Mario. Yeah. So where are you at the moment with your collection?
So yeah, right now, presently, inflation is a real thing, which is making me kind of reconsider how I'm collecting right now. I'm not as quick on the draw to go ahead and pick up something that I would have to think about. Where previously, if I wanted to pick up something on impulse, it wouldn't be that much of a problem. Um, I'm in a situation right now, or that I can where I'm blessed to actually do something like that. But I really got to consider how things are, how I want to continue forward. Um, if all things must stop, Star Wars is a way for me. That's Star Wars is where my heart is at, and that's what I would continue to collect if I had to stop everything. I do like to collect certain one-offs here and there, and which I still have a lot of those in the collection that I have, and it'd be difficult to give up and to stop collecting. But yeah, that's where I'm at currently. Is just trying to stay focused on Star Wars. Yeah, and the same with some of the statues as well. Trying to stay in my lane with Star Wars with that as well.
See, if you got rid of those statues, man, you'd solve all your problems.
Nah, bro, they can't go anywhere, man. So I've got one statue behind me actually that's still boxed up. It's 3 boxes deep that I still have to unbox and put together.
3 boxes, then do they all
Three
connect together?
boxes,
Then
bro.
one's like the stand or something,
Yeah,
is it?
yeah. So what
Wow.
it is, it's the Prime One Mother of Dragons from the Game of Thrones.
Ah, wow.
Her sitting on
That's
the
cool.
throne with 3 of her baby dragons surrounding her, and it's a
Cool.
glorious piece, bro. I just haven't made the
No
time to
doubt.
put it together yet.
Yeah. Good stuff. I actually the chat don't miss a thing. Shane gets fresh mugs delivered to his door. So this is the Spider-Man one. So
Hey.
yeah. So I thought
So
I'd
do you have a different drink for each mug?
no. It's the same. It's the same. It's the same drink. I just got. I was very. I'm very lucky. I had someone who delivered one up to me. I'm a bit under the weather at the moment, so it's a hot whiskey because
Yes.
it's a plenty of honey and lemon and whiskey. So hopefully it will kill whatever is trying to kill me. But
Hopefully, man.
yeah, so we've gone through the past, we've gone through the present, and I always find the most difficult one is definitely the future. Sorry, buddy, we are putting you under pressure. We want to make it too
Let's
easy for
go.
you.
Let's go, man.
So
I'm here
yeah,
for it.
all right, okay. So do we have a kind of a potentially trickier one?
A trickier one, you say? All right.
You're too collected. You're too composed. So do we have
I welcome it.
yeah, they're like saying bring it on, bring it on.
Bring it on, man.
No, there's one I really like that I think is a lot of fun, and it's
Mhm.
the chat can participate in as well. But I'm gonna leave that to the end because I think that's going to be a staple. I think I'm going to ask everyone that particular question.
Okay.
But I'm gonna a simple one for you. Okay, so when you were collecting, when you started, and naturally, a lot of us, if we're trying to order a product or look for a product review, whether it's hot toys or statues or whatever, we would typically go onto YouTube, whether it's a car or a bike, you'd go to reviews. Can you remember like we're not like I asked Riley like name his favorite. The question yesterday was I asked Riley, or sorry, not Riley, sorry, KG. They're one and the
Well, they
same
are
nearly.
Wonder Twins.
Yeah, the Wonder Twins. I can't tell them apart. No, I asked KG yesterday. He was so diplomatic. God bless him. He's a wise head on young shoulders because I asked him what top 3 YouTubers would you recommend to, or name 3 YouTubers you'd recommend to say a brand new collector just to keep him informed. And he was like, "Oh, I can't answer that because if I say this person," and I felt bad. Then I was like, "Okay, I'm not asking that question again." So it's a learning curve. But can you remember like the first ever YouTuber you actually remember watching a video of? Like, who's the first YouTuber you remember going, "Yeah, I was looking through YouTube for information about this product and I found it from whoever it was." Can you remember, or one of the early ones that you found? Because now there's so many of them. Like,
In regards to 6 scale or Hot Toys in
yeah,
particular?
6 scale, yeah.
Oh, the Clipper King, man. Shout out to Rick. Clipper King, easily, bro. He had like all the information that I needed for everything that I was looking for. His his videos were so detailed, they were so long formatted, which I loved. He would give scores, regarding the packaging. He would give scores regarding the IP, the whole piece in itself, the overall value, all everything, man. He just had it all completely laid out, bro.
Is he
Um,
is he English by any chance, from the UK?
yeah, he is.
Yeah, I
hmm
remember I watched a few of
He's
his videos when
yeah,
I was
he's
looking
long
for
since
a
retired,
DX.
man.
Yeah, I was looking for a representation of the Bale Batman and ended up getting the DX02. But in fairness to him, he I should have listened to him more. Like, he didn't say it was bad, but he definitely, the vibe I got from what I remember is he liked it, but he did highlight some things that were wrong with it. And if it's the right guy I'm
hmm
thinking about, I should have listened to him, but I didn't.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
what I really appreciate, I really appreciate his honest opinion, man. He was never biased about anything, man, and just tell you the flat
Mm.
out truth about what the figure was and what it wasn't.
Yeah,
So yeah, he
that's
was the man, dude.
that's what you need. That's what you tell it like it is. But yeah. So we're going to go on to the third section. So I just want to make a few adjustments here. So here with that, and so we're on to the future. So you know where you're at now. You already mentioned you'd like about 30 pre-orders in. Like, have you considered like do you see yourself? I'll start off the same way that I started with KG. Do you see yourself collecting still in 5 years' time?
5 years time? Oh yeah, oh
10 years'
yeah.
time? What about 10
10
years'
years
time?
time, 10 years time, possibly. Um, I've I've been collecting steadily, like I said, since 2013, man. So we're damn near 10 years later, and I think
Yeah.
I'm in as deep as I ever was. 10 years time, I could probably see myself taking a little bit of a break. To be honest, because I've done that before. Um, because I was collecting, man, since like freaking, adult collecting since '98. I want to say
Mm.
98 or 97,
Mhm.
and yeah, I've taken breaks, but then I've come back, and
Mhm.
I've never
Yeah, yeah.
stopped. That's the thing. So I would say it's highly likely that I will be collecting
Mm.
for within the
Telling
next few
people you're going
years.
to stop collecting is a bit like telling people you're running away from home. Everyone knows you'll be back.
Yeah,
Everyone know
exactly.
you'll be back. Like, so
Yeah.
yeah. So but like you kind of, I find when someone buys Modu cases, or well, if they buy
hmm
display cases and go to the effort of building them and putting them together. It doesn't matter if it's DTOFs or Modu cases or anything, but it's just something about Modu cases, maybe because it's more, there's a wait time, and because they're you can fit a lot in a small footprint, and because it costs them. I think when someone buys Modu cases, they really are thinking long term. Would that be a
Yeah.
fair assumption?
I would
Yeah.
definitely say so. It's also an investment, like you said.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, as far as the lead times is concerned, they're pushing like a year and a half now, I believe. But in the end, when you put them all together, it is a little bit. I don't want to say it's labor intensive, but it is a process to put these things together. But the end result is a stunning, classy display, in my opinion, and the fact that it's completely modular.
That is your fact. It is a fact. It is not an opinion. Look at anyone with eyes can tell that that looks classy. I love the look of it.
Yeah, appreciate
Yeah,
that,
I
man.
think, do people like, do non-collectors, do you ever have like non-collectors come into your house and just look and go,
Oh
wow,
yeah,
and this
oh
must blow
yes.
them away?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. I remember, where I used to live at, I would have the display. As soon as you open the door, you would see the display, and I've had people come in and say, "Wow!" People were just like blown away, and I've had people take pictures of the display as well.
Yeah, that's
And
the
I was like,
ultimate
"Yeah, go ahead,
compliment,
man."
though. That's kind
Yeah,
of
it
cool,
really,
though.
it really is, man.
Yeah, I know it does. Like, it's not just the pieces, but like the character poses you have them in. Like, they're kind of, I
Yeah,
know people say like museum pose, but I don't necessarily know what that means. Is that just straight up and down? But I think by the looks of things, a lot of your poses, like, they're subtle character poses. They're standing like they would stand in the source material by the looks of something. You know what I mean?
hmm
They stand
yeah.
like they would how they look. They'd be natural. And I like that. Like, like it's
And that's one of the things that I've learned from the Clipper King. Actually, is that the way that he would pose, he would always mention some people pose to the extreme where it just doesn't look natural, and I still see it these days. So
Mm,
when I'm trying to pose a figure, I would take all of that into consideration. In which, what is most natural. How would your waist bend? How would your torso move? How would your arms and legs
mm,
move? Things like
yeah.
that, where it looks natural and not such as a wide stance, and then your ankles are like completely pivoted, and or it
Mm,
looks like your ankles are gonna cave in and break or something like that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
to me,
yeah,
some of that stuff, while some of these poses look amazing, it's just that I'm more of a I like to pose my figures like more naturally, in a sense.
yeah.
Like when it
And
comes to, when it's really difficult to think about a trooper pose, because I've got so many here, and I can pose them all pretty much the same way, so it's kind of hard to like deviate to something that's a little bit more unique. But I like a good like a good standing at attention, or getting ready to fire, or walking, or something like that. I
mm.
think this Boba Fett pose is probably like one of the most dynamic poses that I've have.
I saw that, the
To
one
be
with the
honest,
Sarlacc. Is
yeah,
that the one? Yeah, I saw that. That was
that's what the
nice. Yeah,
Sarlacc here.
yeah, that's pretty
That's
cool.
I
Like just
think.
kind of flying out of it. Like, it's just pretty cool. The and the way you say natural there, I completely agree. Like if sometimes if I'm trying to pose a figure, I'm like, all right, what am I trying to do? I'll stand the way you think it should look if the person was doing that pose, and then go, right. My
Right.
waist needs to pivot. My ankle needs to bend, my knee needs to bend a bit, or you know, arm has to be higher or something. And I think his name is escaping me now, but it's on Sideshow. The guy, how to be a poser, is a Terry.
Terry Smith, yeah.
Yeah, he gets Guy Klender. Like, he actually, when he's telling Guy how to pose the different figures. He will stand in the way he wants him to do it. Like, and I think that's kind of what we're getting at. He's
Yeah.
standing in a natural way, so you have a representation to kind of mimic. But Terry's yeah, I've watched some of his poser videos. He knows what he's doing. Like, he's very, very good.
Yeah. He also gives
Um,
pretty good tips.
yeah, 100%. And I like the tread watch and all that kind of stuff's funny, like, but yeah, he makes very, very good videos. Yeah, so like you've 30 pre-orders on the way. You've got more Moji cases to build. So you still have, like, you've kind of in a way future proofed yourself. You've got like that, some space available for the incoming figures.
No. Not right now, I don't. No, I am
Yeah.
damn near out of space. I think when it comes to the Maji cases, this is going to be it for the six scale collection. I can easily behind me. I do plan on building a display behind me, but I want to reserve that for the statue collection, because
Gotcha.
right now they're currently boxed up, and I just don't have anywhere to display it. So I got to bring those out and just get it going.
Gotcha.
So for the larger
Yeah.
pieces right behind me, in due time, you'll see the statue collecting. Right now, just a bunch
Good.
of boxes piled up. I feel
Good
really
stuff.
claustrophobic in here right now, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's getting there.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to how it works out. So that's the past, the present, and so you I think we kind of delved into the three different sections. So I'll go
Hey,
back to the comment section. We'll see. We have 1/6 shooter. Where's your collection going when you shuffle off this mortal coil? That's a dark question. Or will you sell it off when you're older? Um, I actually do think about that sometimes. It's a dark enough question, but I do think it's a strange one. I think if I knew I was getting to the end, I'd actually give it to people who I think would appreciate them. Like, I think, or maybe sell it off to help your family or something like that. But I know we don't know. We definitely don't all have that luxury. It's a dark enough question, but yeah. Do you ever think about things like that? Like the
yeah, my collection is going. I'm selling it off. I'll just have it
yeah,
sold off completely. Everything that I've
yeah,
got will need to be
yeah,
sold.
yeah,
So I
yeah. I
just
think
want to
that's
bless,
yeah,
just to
that's
bless the
a
family.
yeah. Yeah. I think that's what I'd probably do. Like, if I knew I was going when I'm getting to that stage, I'd sell it off and yeah, give it to
Yeah.
a family. Or even like if I know that there's other collectors who'd be like, oh, he always wanted that piece. I think I'd pass it on or something like that.
Oh,
But
for sure. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think anyway, won't have to worry about that for a while anyway. So on a lighter note, the Clipper King is a legend. I believe he's based in Yorkshire. Thank you, Ryan.
Mm.
Um, Hot Toys always brings people back. So yeah, yeah. So always brings people back. Yeah, he's just talking about like stuff and
Since
collecting.
2014. Yeah.
Everyone else well in comparison. Um, Terry is a nice guy. Yeah. Late to the show, we'll watch from start later. Mario is a legend. You got major love in the chat.
Oh,
It's good to see.
appreciate you guys.
He's Keith. He's an Irish collector. Very nice fellow. Never met him, just through Instagram stuff like that, but a really nice guy. I would love to have him on the show. Like, but he says he's not a YouTuber. But like, you don't have to be a YouTuber to be a guest, do
I
you?
wasn't either, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I was drug into this, so
Yeah, yeah.
here I am.
And
So,
you know, it'd be two Irish guys. We could just put the subtitles on for the American audience, and everyone be able to understand. You know,
I would love
it'd
that.
be good fun. Yeah, you know, we'd have a beer and just chat collecting. So
Mhm.
Keith, look, the option is there, man. Just hit me up.
Yeah, man.
Got to think about it. I don't want my wife throwing it out. Yeah, you know, that's a fair point. Yeah, look,
Mhm.
it's I suppose the majority of us will sell it, give the money to our family, or maybe pass on certain pieces to I don't know, members of the collecting community that you bond with or something like that, that maybe have always expressed an interest in certain pieces. So I think we've one more question.
Real quick,
One
Shane.
is,
Yeah,
yeah.
Cinnamon 09, if you want to scroll back up a little bit,
1 second.
ask if
Comment.
whether or not they're gonna reissue. I want to see get your opinion on this as well. See what you think.
Oh, sorry, I missed that one. Sorry. Mario, do you think they will reissue a New Hope figures at any point? Thanks for bringing that to my attention. That's a very good question. I've come into this collecting world of 1/6 recently, and the prices are insane. I'm glad that you recognize that, and you're just recent, and that these prices are not normal in even the primary market. The retail is still getting up there,
Yeah.
like, you know, but the secondary, yeah, definitely. I'll let you take that one there, Mario.
I think maybe eventually, as technology evolves and better materials are in place, or maybe an anniversary comes up, I think we'll definitely see some sort of reissue or 2.0 of some of these figures, which I think they could easily do. I think a lot of these sculpts, well, they're really good. These figures are really good. It's just that I think they are kind of aged a bit. But yeah, if you're looking at collecting backwards, man, I would say I would advise against it, to be honest, because you never really know what they will do. I don't think anytime in the near future they'll do it, but I think it's eventual. You know, it's inevitable that they'll actually put out some sort of re-release of some of the New Hope figures. So just hang in there, have patience, and yeah, I definitely think we'll see something.
And you know, if you, I think, like, I'm definitely guilty of it myself. Obviously, for the Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary, they they did a few 40th anniversary figures. Next year
Mhm.
is 2023, which marks 40 years of Return of the Jedi. And like, it would be, you'd think, okay, if they did this in the past, maybe they'll do it in the future. I know Hot Toys are very unpredictable. They do what they like. There's no real pattern or rhyme or reason or method in their madness, but they may just do the predictable thing and do a 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi. But if they
Mhm.
don't do that, you could be damn sure in 5 years' time, you know where I'm going with this, Mario. When
Mhm.
it's 2027, that sounds so weird to say it out loud.
It's not
That
that
would
far
be
away.
would that be the 50th anniversary
That would be
of A New
50
Hope?
years, man, of A New
If
Hope.
they're going to do it, that's the time. Because the 40th was a bit of a cash grab. It's not really I wasn't
Mhm.
complaining because it got me a
Mhm.
boba. You know what I mean? It got me
Yeah.
Snowspeeder Luke. But the 50th anniversary, they're not going to let that one go by. Surely to God.
I would, I wouldn't think so, man. And they would have to capitalize, if not on figures they haven't produced yet, or just reissue some of these higher end. I mean, I think they might as well just do all of them, man. Considering what they're going for on the secondary market.
Mm,
Yeah, you see the prices right now for Obi-Wan is going through the roof. The Tarkin two
yeah.
pack is insane. Han and Chewie
Leia,
is
A New
insane.
Hope,
Leia
Leia.
too. A New Hope Leia. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm
all
not
of
doing
these,
it.
man.
I'm not going backwards. If I don't have them, I'll just accept that. But if that happens and I'm still collecting, that's when I'll strike. By then,
Yeah.
inflation would be crippling altogether.
I mean, at the same time, too, I mean, keep your ears to the ground. You'll never know what kind of deal that you'll find, because sometimes you'll see some of these collectors that are desperate to get out. Even though they may have something hot, they may tend to give some sort of a decent deal. So you
Yeah,
just never know what you'll come
that's a
across.
fact. Yeah. So this next question, we're coming to the end now, but this next question before we go through what's coming up on Mario's channel, what's coming up on my channel. This is a personal favorite of mine, and the reason it's a personal favorite, I'm going to finish up all my shows. The question bank I put together will often be tailored to the individual who we're having a conversation with, but I think I'm going to finish every show with this particular question. So the final focus question. The reason I like this question is because I asked it. It was the first comment that was ever read out on any first comment I wrote on a collecting live stream that was actually called out, and it was called out by the 6 scale scavengers, and they actually engaged with it, and the 3 of them go, God, that's a tough one, and they started having a conversation, and it was just entertaining because I was at home just watching it, and I was like, oh, they're reading out my comment and stuff like that. So okay, so the question was, so God forbid your house goes on fire. I know it's a bit more, but just we'll get by it. God forbid, and you have time to rescue just 3 1/6 scale figures, only 3. What 3 are coming with you? And the chat, please participate at the moment. Please participate. I'm going to take a look at the comments because Mario has to think. You can only rescue 3. And I'm expecting the chat, hopefully they'll engage with us as well and play this game and just pop in the 3 figures. They're fire figures. And like I said to KG, when I say fire, I'm too old and Irish to be saying fire like the kids say it these days when something isn't like they like something. So, I mean, your fire figures that you'd rescue from your house being on fire. I hope, touch wood, it never happens to anybody. But anyone out there?
Figures. Oh, boy. Okay, here's the thing. I've got figures in storage, man. So this hypothetical question doesn't include anything that's in storage, right?
No, listen, I've seen you try to score him out. I've seen you play the versus game in the Graham. Graham warned me about you. You're trying to score him out. No, all your figures.
The entire
So you have
collection.
to pick 3.
Okay. Pick 3. Oh, boy. Off the bat, my Damn Toys Godfather, Vito Corleone, that's coming with me, dude, for sure. Star Wars wise. Can I choose a 2-pack?
No.
Or is that cheating too? No, only 1.
3 figures. 3 figures. You're not doing this. I gotta watch you, man. I gotta watch you. Graham's right.
Oh my
god. You can do that. Get that thinking cap on.
All right. My favorite Vader would be the Tarkin 2-pack Vader, so that's coming with me as well. And for the final one, jeez. Freaking hell, bro.
You thought it was going to be a nice chilled out conversation.
Oh, man.
While you're thinking,
it's coming down between a version of Luke Skywalker that I've got or a 66 Adam West Batman, dude.
Ooh.
Yeah, 66 Batman. That's coming with me, dude. That's too near to my heart.
Do you pose the 66 Batman next to Robin, obviously?
Of course.
I'll let you grab the 2 then. You played my game. You deserve a reward. Yeah.
I'll let Robin burn, dude, but Batman's coming with me, man.
No. I wasn't letting you away with that 2-pack. So you have a Vader, you have Vito Corleone, and you grab Batman, and you just happen to grab the boy Wonder 2. I'll allow that because you played the game.
All right. I appreciate
that.
You play
by the rules.
Okay.
You play by the rules.
All right.
So yeah, look, I'm not going to go through mine, but I went through mine already yesterday. So Mario, what's coming up on your channel?
Oh boy, what's coming up? Well, we've got Uncivilized Scoundrels coming up next week. We're going to be talking about episode 5 of Obi-Wan. That'll be on Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, so you can take a look out for that. I just recently hit a 500 subscriber milestone, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, thank you, sir. I plan on doing a giveaway on that. I've got to drop some details for that probably sometime today or tomorrow. I'll put something out. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody in the community for the support, and thank you for having me on. And yeah, this was a blast, man. I really enjoy these type of one-on-ones, bro. It's really cool. I really enjoy it because like I said backstage when we were just having a chat, I've met you a few times on different live stream, but it's hard to get to know someone if there's 6 in a panel. So it's a conversation. Just going to get to know people a bit better. And I feel like we've got to know each other a lot better now just from the hour conversation. But thanks very much for agreeing to come on.
Right. So if you haven't done so already, folks, can you follow Mario or El Professoro? That's with O's on YouTube, but you can also follow him on. So subscribe to El Professor. I'll start that again. Subscribe to El Professoro on YouTube, and that's with O's. But if you go to Instagram, follow at El Professoro, but that's all zeros instead of O's. I notice these things, man. I notice these things.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, no problem. So what's coming up on my own channel? So like I said, I already kind of showed this earlier, but this basically shows the total watch time, and then it shows like the percentage of watch time that comes from subscribe. That's only about a third. While I definitely do appreciate that and appreciate any sort of watch and views, if you like the content, maybe you will consider subscribing to 16 Figure Focus on YouTube and following at 16 Figure Focus on Instagram. I basically put up 1/6 scale photography. And speaking of which, I was putting it off for a few weeks there. I just didn't get around to it, didn't have the time. But today I spent 1 or 2 hours, and I put on the music, I put the headphones on, I got the light box set up. I took photos of the DX19. I took photos of the Battle Damage Mark 85. I took photos of Endgame Iron Patriot with rocket on the shoulder. I just loved it. And it reminded me of how it all started. And this channel it didn't really exist. It was the Instagram first, and then through that, Marco actually in 16 Fix, I sent him my first ever like video. It was a pre-order preview of the Green Goblin. I said, "What do you think? I'm going to roll this out." And he's like, "No, you definitely should." And himself and my girlfriend were like, "No, go for it. Like, you're a collector, you're into photography. It just makes sense." And just again, the support from everyone else. But yeah, reminding me, bring it back to basic and just taking photos of the figures, listening to music. It's just really therapeutic. So there'll be a photo dump at some stage, probably today or tomorrow with those photos. Next week we've episode number 3 of Visions. That's with Dan and Dre from 6 Scale Reviews. Hopefully we'll get the both of them on. And Lael is going to be on episode number 4. We haven't scheduled it. I've been speaking to Aaron Logan as well. He wants to come on as well. That'll be great. I have to cut a pre-order preview video. Didn't get time to do it today for the Dead Strange. That will be done tomorrow. And I'll be on Collector's Lounge tomorrow at 5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which is like 12 p.m. Eastern Time, I believe. So that's pretty much the end of it. So just want to say to everyone, massive thank you for being here. Huge thanks for commenting and engaging in the chat. Makes it a lot more interesting. Really quickly, just address that chat before we close off. Ryan Smith says, BVS Batman, Christopher Reeve, Superman, DX19. I love the way people are engaging with this question. Reeve Superman, yeah, well, he'll probably say himself. Jack Sparrow, Iron Man Mark 42, Figurasic, as I said before, Suicide Squad, Batman, Justice League Batman, and Armored Batman. Bit of a Batman fan, I'd imagine. Good stuff. Custom Indie, Mad Max, Han Solo, Keith, DX17 Maul, Empire Strikes Back, Vader, and Mr. Potato Head. Nice. I like the way Keith subtly didn't mention anything about coming on the channel. I'm gonna call him out on that on Instagram later on. And again, to anyone in the chat, if it doesn't have to be YouTubers on Visions. It could be just someone in the chat who's maybe never done this before. It's a bit nerve-wracking the first time, but you do get used to it. And it's been nice to just speak to people also who are in the chat. Mark 46, DX, Darkseid, Anakin, and Falcon. Nice. This was a great show and conversation. Chaps, thank you, Ben. Thank you. Again, if you haven't followed Attention Seeking Geek, give it a shot. Give him a follow. He's very funny. He does great content. And he does a weekly Obi-Wan reviews show. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Figurasic. Bale Batman, Marty McFly, Diecast Iron Man. Good stuff. Really looking forward to more. Same. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. And finally, Mario should do a masterclass on Star Wars. Yeah. Good stuff.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, it could be a thing. So just thank you all very much for being here. Thanks for participating and answering the questions along with Mario. Nothing fazed Mario today. He was cool as a cucumber. So I'm going to finish off with this. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. I love collecting. I love photography. I love making and editing videos. But the highlight of growing and making this channel is getting to talk to people like Mario, getting to talk to people in other live streams and communicating with basically having people to talk about collecting with, because none of my real life friends actually collect. So I think we'll leave it there unless you have anything else to add, Mario.
Unless you've got any more questions you want to throw my way, man. Just want to say thanks for having me on, and yeah, looking forward to hanging out sometime in the future.
Good stuff. Folks, I have no more questions for Mario, so catch you in the next one. Good luck.